All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Friday, October 1st, 2021. We've got the moon moving through the middle degrees of Leo. This is exciting energy. We've had this grand air trine happening consistently over the past month between the North Node down in Gemini, air sign of Gemini, Saturn up in Aquarius, and then it's been one after another. Venus and Mercury, Mars, and now finally the Sun creating this grand trine over in Libra. So it's like, it's important to understand the weight of the trine. The heavy gravity, of course, is Saturn in the North Node. And then we're getting every single one of our personal planets, which Mars goes his own way. You know, Mars doesn't hang out with the Sun. Mars, it can be opposite the Sun. There is no birth chart where Mercury is opposite the Sun or Venus is opposite the Sun because of how fast they move. So Mercury is within 30 degrees of the Sun and Venus is within 60. So to have all three of these personal planets, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and then finally the Sun, to all create this grand air trine, this is really, really powerful. This is personal. And because it's with the cardinal energy of Libra, this is about our minds. All right. So in the air sign of Gemini, this is like our first thoughts, our first, mama, dada, our first communication, if you will. You know, it's good to look at this simplistically sometimes. You know, infant, baby, fingers and toes is all I know on Aries. You know, Taurus, me, my things, my toys. You know, this is where you're learning to communicate this stuff and you learn about your feelings. And this is where we have free will. All right. So in the air sign of Libra, this is where we really sharpen our minds. This is where we, hey, did you draw on the wall? Yup, it was me. Okay, you're most likely going to get reprimanded. They're not going to say, hey, good job. You know, hey, did you write on the wall with your crayons? Nope. This is where you learn to manipulate other people. We can use our words, our actions, our egos, our love, our desires. We can use all of these things and manipulate other people. And the shadow side of Libra, of course, is going to be Aries, for our own good. This is our relationship with the other, but using it for ourselves. It's really not about them. This is about us. We're just using you. I'm just using you, you know, whatever. And there's no person here, let me come back here. There's no person that's free of doing that, free of not doing that, you know. We all have used our powers of manipulation in different ways. During this Mercury retrograde, we're going to be thinking about those actions. We're going to be thinking about those things that we've done. Thinking about ways that we've manipulated others, thinking about ways that we've been manipulated, thinking about ways that we've diverted away from our own emotions, pointed our finger at somebody else and said, well, this is you. It's like, no, the root of it, because you know, is this. Why did this argument really come up? What was the root of the argument? Was it about picking the restaurant? Was it about, maybe it was about money. Not wanting to go out and spend money and food because you're broke right now, but saying, hey, babe, I'm broke. I can't afford to take us out to eat. That's too painful. So we've created an argument. Why do you always want to go out to eat at that? You know what I mean? I'm just using an example. This is, you know, nothing personal, but this can be used in any way. So now, during this grand air trine that we've had it creating a kite formation, which is going to be a planet, you know, wanderer, which this was the south node in the sign of Sagittarius, the fire sign of Sagittarius, creating these two sextile points. Now, the trine itself is an easy flow of energy. The sextile is the other aspect in astrology that's a very easy flow of energy, but it's connecting two different elements, where the trine is connecting the same elements, air, air, air. The sextile is going to be air and fire, or water and earth. So we get a new look at this air trine today, and we're polishing it off with the moon in the sign of Leo, which is fearlessness. This is courage. We are all going through change. We are all refocused, rethinking, relearning how to be a human being in society, how to be an individual in society. We're all learning this. You know, it doesn't matter how many times humans have existed on this planet for hundreds, thousands of years, whatever. You know, I mean, they just found what? They found, have you guys seen this news? They found footprints. Did I already talk about this? In North Dakota, New Mexico. They found footprints, 21,000-year-old footprints in New Mexico. In the United States, 21,000 years old. Footprints. And it was like a meter or so above that was woolly mammoth footprints. That's how old this is. You know, we're relearning. Doesn't matter how those human beings 21,000 years ago lived. They didn't have Facebook and Instagram and you know, this is a competition. You know what I mean? It's just like when only professional photographers could have the, you know, it's just like what they're taking a photo of and who they're choosing to take the photo of. Now it's just like, my God, you have so much competition. Your cell phone can take these photos. You know, you can become a famous model not by the photographer or the agency or this. There's so many different variables that we have now that no generation in history of time that we are aware of. We're not aware of anybody having this technology. That's why, you know, this is more gleaming awareness that we are, in fact, in the age of Aquarius. You know, and some people still debate that if the precession of slippage has slipped into the age of Aquarius or if it's still at the end of Pisces for another 100 years or so. It's like, look at the technology around us, you know. So now we have this the moon here going into the sign of Leo. And we're rethinking, relearning how to be a human, relearning relationships, what that meant. We grew up on Disney and fairy tales and you know, and what did love look like, and our parents tried to show us love and how a boss treats an employee. All of this stuff changes. How a friend treats a friend, what's expected of somebody. And furthermore, when it comes to the personal of ourselves, when we're dealing with these changes, when we're dealing with maybe seeing ourselves in a different light for the very first time, when we're taking a look at our own reflections in the mirror, to not want to run, to not want to hide, to not want to escape. Now, we have a lot of positive aspects in the chart today beyond this, okay? So this grand air trine is creating a kite to the moon. Fearlessness. Get out into the world. Get out. Have that communication. Have that conversation. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be ashamed to feel. Don't be ashamed because you have emotions. Don't be ashamed because you are you. Because you take up space, because you breathe air, because you have a look, a scent, you know, a presence to you. This is the beauty of being human. And the moon trine here to the south node, you know, letting go again of any ideas, philosophies that no longer serve us. A couple positive aspects as we move on here. We've got this septile here between the moon and Venus. We've got a septile. This here, okay. This is being, don't be afraid to go after those things that you desire on that deep level. On that deep level, it's just like, go for it. There's nothing stopping you from going for it. Except you. Get out of your own way. And then we have more goodness coming here. Not only we have a Jupiter here, abundance and community, more in communication. This has been going on. We have the septile between Neptune here about abundance and expansion and spirituality and more bliss and more creativity, and how good can life be? And Venus creating a trine here, that easy flow between water and water of emotions and creativity. And if I tap into my deepest well, if I tap into that deep well, which I'm afraid to go sometimes, Mercury retrograde is helping us right now to go to those depths. What can I pull out of this well? How good can it be? How wonderful, can I create? And it's the beauty. It's like connect the dots here. What I love is buried deep down inside of me. The answer is within me. It's not outside. What I love is deep down within me. And when I connect to that love, I am creative. I'm expansive. The possibilities are endless. And I can create in abundance and break through this reality in a fun, jovial, perhaps different kind of a way than what people might be expecting or used to. So a part of this, here, hold on, before I come back here, here's another one. Sun, septile to Pluto. Pluto septile to the south node, excuse me. Now that's going to go on until November 11th. We talked about this one, which is about a transformation and letting go and changing who we are, how we view things, the politics, the order, disciplines of in the government and education, philosophy. All that stuff is really up for a great amount of change with the planet of transformation and the planet of release and letting go. Not planet, but again, means wanderer, things that move in the sky. This isn't a physical thing that you can see, but of course it is the reason that we have the eclipses. The nodes are a very real point in the sky. So the sun connecting to the south node, Pluto connecting to the sun, and the south node back. So we have this septile, sun, south node right here. South node, septile to Pluto. Pluto, septile to the sun. A couple things I want to talk about here. When we're talking about philosophy, when we're talking about other people, all right, there's this story. The details are, it's coming in, but it's not fully there. It's like the people of the cave, these people of the cave, and this is healing as well. Let me bring this just to show you for a quick second. Mars opposing Chiron, Sun over the next 2 days, 3 days opposing Chiron as well. The story of the cave people. Okay, the cave people sit and stare in this cave, and they stare at the wall in the cave. And this is their reality. This is their world. This is what they know. Everything they know is on the wall of this cave. And all of a sudden, there's people from outside come in and they meet cave people. And they're like, well, there's a whole world out here. There's animals and birds, and there's nature and trees and vines and flowers and all of this beauty, and you can come check it out. And it's like, no. I'm a cave person. This is my world. This is the world to me. This is my experience. This is my reality. All I know is this reality. So the cave person, although they're meeting this other person that's saying, come look, all of this is here, it's saying, no, that this is my life. This is my path. I'm a cave person, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm doing my duty, and this is all of my reality, and this is what is. We're not pulling people out of the cave, but we're certainly energetically, as individuals, and what the astrology here is suggesting, the universe, many things are coming into our cave to let us know about a big, beautiful world that exists outside of ourselves and outside of our own emotions. When we are so fixated on our emotions being the answer, we're missing an entire world of opportunity. And sometimes it takes somebody else to come and smack us upside the head and say, get out of the cave. Get out of the cave. Go see this beauty. Drink the fruits of life. And we have this fearlessness. The moon here in Leo saying, okay, I'm going to do it. And the moon's creating that septile over to Venus is saying, this is frightening. This might be the scariest thing I've ever done. Congratulations. It gets better. If this is the worst day of our lives, that means every day is better than this. Right? To the worst day of our lives, my friends. Have a beautiful day. Fearlessly going out there, communicating, connecting with people, trying something different. How good can it be when we tap into that deep well and allow it to flow? We'll see you tomorrow.